Good morning, students. So, today let us do a recap of the first lesson and then we will move on to the question and answers of the same. The lesson that we were learning for the past 2 days is the lesson 1 from history, which is the medieval period, India in the medieval period. And we saw that the medieval period of India is divided into two parts, and the total number of years the medieval period of India is for 10 years from 8th to the 18th century. The first part of the medieval period is called the early medieval period, which is from 8th to the 12th century. The second part of the medieval period is from 13th century, which is called the late medieval period. And the kings who ruled during the early medieval period are Palas, Pratiharas, Rashtrakutas, Cholas and Rajputs. And the kings who ruled the late medieval period are the Delhi Sultans and the Mughals. Then we saw the names that is given to our country. In the constitution we saw India, that is Bharat. So two names are seen in the constitution. And where did they origin from? Bharat is a name from the king Dushyanta's son Bharata. And India originated from the name river Indus, which is also called as Sindhu in Sanskrit. And Hindustan is the name given by the Delhi Sultans and the kings to this region of Punjab and Haryana, and between river Ganga and Yamuna the land was also included, and this was called as the Hindustan. And under the British rule the entire India came to be called as Hindustan. And then we saw the sources of medieval period. The first one is literary source and the second one is archaeological source. Literary sources are basically written, and they are written by literates, and chronicles and petitions, judicial records, documents, accounts, etc. And chronicles written by the medieval authors, historians, travelers who came to India during this period. Then we saw few of the travelers and their accounts, and we said that is important, and also few of the medieval literature. Moving on to archaeological sources, few of them are coins, monuments and paintings, and inscriptions. Now we will look into emergence of new social and political groups. The first political group who came to India were the Muslim rulers. Their name was Muhammad of Ghazni and Muhammad of Ghori. They came to India when Prithviraj Chauhan was ruling. And we saw that during the second battle, Muhammad of Ghori defeated Prithviraj Chauhan, and Prithviraj Chauhan and his slaves laid the foundation of Delhi Sultan, and replaced by the Mughals who established Mughal Empire. And then we spoke about economic change, and the major economic change was agriculture became dominant and they started clearing the forest, because of which migrants started, people from the forest started moving out. And as agriculture became common, they started being influenced by the regional markets, the kings, the chieftains and other important people in the society, and they started paying tax, and they also started offering goods and services to their landlords, and there were people who were poor who were left poor. And there were technological changes like invention of Persian wheel and spinning wheel, firearms, paper, and also new food items and beverages were introduced to India. And then we saw region to empire, and we saw that there was a conflict between three rulers, Palas, Pratiharas and Rashtrakuta dynasty, which is called as tripartite struggle. And in South India, Cholas came out, and in the north and the Deccan region, the Delhi Sultans and Mughals took over. And then finally, religious tradition. We saw there was a major development that took place in Hinduism, which came out as Bhakti, and the period was called as Bhakti movement. And we saw Islam as a new religion originated in India. And a new tradition called Sufi tradition came to India from West Asia. Both Bhakti saints and Sufi saints got together for reforming India, and they preached the gospel of equality to all mankind.